August, that time of year. So the dog days, were upon us here. We'll enjoy the weather here before it gets winter. Not looking forward to winter, but it comes every year. Like every day, the night comes and battles the dark. So thank you for creating the dark and the light, Father. Thank you for all things. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to hear me with the fan going, but we'll try. At least put some. It's a little too hot in the garage out there. I was trying to get the garage cleaned out, so should get that other one cleaned out. A lot of stuff in my eyes are working, but always give thanks first to Shiloh, the one who will redeem the bride, the one he chose from the foundation of the world, the one that's seated at the right hand of Father, the Most High, the one that's not in a temple and not in the sky. So thank you for not having a sky daddy father. They go after their gods in the sky. So deception, Leviathan, the serpent, the deceiver, the distributed fortunes, remember, lies. Doesn't always have to tell the truth. What's all that about? People like to make up their own version of the word. And he said, don't add a jot. A jot. That's like the smallest of the punctuation in Hebrew. So, or a tittle. And now they've created a whole ball in the sky. And they think they're on it. They think they're on this ball, a planet. There's no such thing as planets. There they go. Went from a jot to a whole, well, like a dot, to creating a whole planet. They ain't created, they made it all up in their head. They're fairy tales. So, the fairy is a liar. It's a Celtic demon. Celtic demon. The demon is a liar. That's what a demon is. A demon is not some voice in your head or some hocus pocus, porcus corpus, Seopali, all this ritual of the celebration of their communion, where they could communicate. I don't want money. No money. You tell me what money. What's money? I don't think you know what money is. So I don't think you know what time or what year it is. I bet you think you're living on a planet, don't you? You don't live on a planet. There's no such thing as planets. Planet of the Apes, bunch of monkeys running around. It's like a circus show up in here. If a man evolved from apes, why are there still apes? So don't worry about it. People don't know anything about evolution, nor do they know anything about extinction, because those go hand in hand. But they like to add their own version, the other gospel Paul wrote about, the other gospel. They make up their own. If you add anything, that's the other gospel. There's only one. So, you tell me. Sit down, let me see. Let me ask you, what is hell? Let's just start with the basics, because if you leave definition, that's the word aletheia, Greek. Word, oligos, you speak any Greek? About Hebrew. Speak any Hebrew, forward, you know what that word is? You just pervert, twist, warp, add, slang, like foreign, alien. Alien is a word, not a being. So how about that person? We don't need no education. Those people love more of their music than the, you know what I'm saying? No, they don't see what I'm saying. They're blind. Blinded by the light. He said, I'm the horizo, not the light. So you can't turn a goat into a sheep. Remember his bride at the wedding feast of the lambs. Put that light at the top of your house. Let it shine. Let it shine. Not like pride. That's to shine or rise above others. So How about you? How much have you studied? Studied? Like, what do you study? You can study all the wrong things and know all the wrong things. How about that? You know what's in the box? You got an MD, you got a medical doctor, and how much have you studied? You know, yeah. Some idiot, all you know what's in a box and a book. Book is his story. He gets the loser. Shut up, loser, gets left out. So just because you read a book and you read his story doesn't mean you know anything about reality. You know, blinded by the light. So that's okay. Thanks for coming in, guys. Appreciate your time. It's too hot here in the desert, where I think we're pushing close to 90. So inside that garage, it's a little hot. I had to stop. Winners know when to quit. I was raised winners never quit, but it's how I was trained. But you know, sometimes you gotta duck, you know, so you can live to fight another day. Or hero is not gonna be a hero if he takes a bullet to the head, right? That's a dead man. So sometimes you gotta learn how to duck. You know, not like duck, duck, goose, or whatever. They do their little magical. They say it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are at? But I'm a little old, and so this whole wide world that is it WORLD or WHIRLED world? This whole wide world that all four corners of this rock that we walk, these people think they live on a planet. They're idiots, but that's okay. They add to the text. Remember a jot? Now they created this. That's like a dot, or you know, and now they created a whole ball spinning, and they live on it. A planet. You don't live on a planet. No father never created one single planet, and they love it. They love it. They love their spinning ball camp. They're like, this one time in ball camp, or whatever, you know, wherever they stick their Peter Pan, you know, band camp or ball camp, whatever. Remember, we've done this, so we won't go down that road, will we? Yeah. You know, that lonely dirt road is where you. So thank you, Father, for the blessing. You know, the blessing to know that it's not in the sky. Father's not in the sky. Heaven's not in the sky. You don't live on a planet. Earth's not below your feet. You don't live on Earth. You don't live on Earth. If you live on Earth, then you're ruled. Your brain is in the abyss. Abyss, abathos, abusos. How about that? Abyss, abathos, abusos. Say that 3 times real fast. As fast as you can. Everybody in the room, come on. At least try it once. Abyss, abathos, abusos. Abyss is where Revelation 9:11, they have a king. Remember, it says they have a king over them. The angelos, the messenger, the angel of the abyss, abathos, abusos. That word is knowledge. That's what you call in your modern slang, because you speak slang. That's hell. It doesn't say hell in the text. It says Apollyon, the king, the angelos of the abyss, abathos, abusos. Bathos, busos, and bis. BATHOS, BYSS, and BUSOS is the word knowledge. So that is Revelation 9:11, the Antichrist. That's right, the 7th king will be revealed as an 8th king, and he's the angel of hell, the messenger of hell, the messenger of no knowledge, the deceiver, putting lies in your eyes, telling lies in the skies, telling lies to your vision, playing visual and verbal voodoo with you, stung you as a child, and you got stung by the spelling bee, didn't you? Got you spelling curses, and now they can't even spell in cursive, but yeah, curses in cursive and spelling curses, yeah. Spelling and going with the flow. Remember, you went to school, so you get channeled, and they programmed you. So you'd be a good worker bee, remember? You got stung. So, you know of no proof. Shut up. Get in here, child. Give you definition and you don't want it because it falls on deaf ears. What are you, just an ass? Tell me what an ass is. Let's see if you have any definition. Proof. I give him definition in here, and he's like, you got no proof. Just quoting the actual text. Idiot. Child. Look at what hell means. You're an idiot. An idiot means you don't know what you're talking about. You never heard it. Now you did. Already said it. And he said, oh, no proof. So you're probably an ass. Tell me what an ass is. I might let you stay in here. Say something stupid, I'll roast you. Put your feet to the... We roast everybody. You were supposed to... It's a refiner's fire, remember? He said be as gold and silver, refined. You have to be put through a long process of fire, heat process if you want to be smoked. Well, we'll start with some smoke and then we'll bring the fire. Where there's smoke, there's bound to be the fire. He said he had eyes of fire, feet of fire, fine brass is burnt or burnished is bronze, right? It's burnt and burnished in a fire. Woo! Thanks for coming in. If you don't have any definition, we'll show you to the narrow way. And then if you want to be an ass, we'll give you 2 times and we'll throw you out of here. Because we're told not to hang out with asses. I mean, pigs, people in government. I mean, swine, low energy swine. Remember, he said he was legion. Many swine, many demons. Demon is a lie. Remember, a liar, a deceiver, a fortunes, a distributor, one who goes and distributes to somebody else. Like a car has a, distributor, fire, you're bringing it's electric. Never mind. Like Barack Obama, I saw lightning fall from heaven. Satan, you're like Satan. See that? Boom! It's like the fire. Well, people in government are pigs, right? So, it's swine. It's the low energy that's swine. There's a reason why we didn't want to eat swine under the old covenant, but we're not under that covenant now. You're only by faith, and faith is spiritual, so it's a spiritual antichrist. There's only spiritual covenant. Anybody who falls for the flesh rips Christ down from the tree hung from and puts him back under himself under the old Levitical laws, Sabbatical laws, the laws of the Sabbath, and making all these, and you rip him down from the these dumb people. Oh, now you're saying people are dumb. Didn't even have the definition? You didn't have no definition. Hey, tell me what year it is there. What is that? TDS? Tell everybody in the chat what room it is. Let's see if we know what the hell, since we already defined what the hell is. It's the empty space in your head that you don't have any knowledge of. Abyss. My people shall perish for like abyss. About those abusos, I'll throw them in the abyss. About those abusos. Hell. Hell's not a place. Hell's not below your feet. Hell's what you lack, knowledge. That's why you will perish. It's not for me to condemn you. It's for me to throw you into the fire. Roast you with the light. Show you the light. Remember the fire? Caveman, Cro-Magnon man, Demosobin. Homo sapien. Are you Homo sapien? Or are you Cro-Magnon? You're not Cro-Magnon. You got a little brain. You don't have thick skin. You got a little thin skin. I can already tell. So listen here, caveman. Oh, wait. Hold on. You're just some thin-skinned Homo sapien, right? Sapien. So speak up. Tell everybody in the classroom here, since you're teaching everybody, and we're all dumb, and you seem to know the year. Tell everybody what year it is, so you can already show now that you're an ass. You don't know what. I already told you what hell was. You probably couldn't even define that right now, even after I told you. Dumb people probably believe the definition. Dumb people believe religion. Dumb people believe in freedom. Guess what? Dumb people believe in God. Dumb people believe in Jesus. Dumb people believe in Satan. Dumb people think they can believe because believe isn't a thought in your head. Okay, they're dumb, lollipop, sucker. You little sugar daddy. Who's your daddy? Call me daddy, huh? No, he said call no man father. Prophet, teacher. You don't have no definition in you. That's what you lack. Bis, abathos, abusos. Hell, the empty space between your head. Now tell everybody what year it is. That's a simple question. We'll do it by the number. We'll start there, see if you know what time it is. We'll even give you, we didn't even ask you the exact point in time, place and space in history that you're at. Oh, yeah. What time is it? What year is it, idiot? Speak up. Since you're so smart, you got all the teachings. I'm like an empty sponge. I am. I have a lot of room still. You don't think I learned all this on my own, do you? I learned it from being a stupid idiot and not listening, learning incorrectly, learning by being stubborn and trying to do these things my own way, not his way. That's pornea, not like Pornhub and pulling your own chain over there. So you can get out of here since you can't even answer the year. So don't say anything else. You're an idiot. Oh, let's see. I'm an atheist. You're a dumb spiritualist. Well, guess what? There will be a time where everybody will raise. It doesn't matter what you, like this nation is one nation under God. You don't understand the difference between God and, God, God, that's a title. There's more than one God. You're an idiot. I can already tell. You're an atheist, that you're an idiot. I don't care what your belief is. I'm not religious. I rebuke all religions. You're a spirit. That's the word Hokadesh or ghost, but you're just a little child. You have no definition in you. You're just psychobabble. New mystery Babylonian psychobabble is all I hear coming from you. I'm an atheist, and you're a dumb spiritualist. I said the word is Hokadesh, idiot. You don't even know what you're talking about. All you speak is English. I bet you don't even speak more than one language. You couldn't even answer what year it was. That's your answer to what year it is. I'm an atheist, and you're a dumb spiritualist. You got to live with these people, brothers, sisters. They're people Father made, most people, vessels of wrath fitted for destruction for the foundation of the world. This person will one day, when he rises and realizes he's all wrong and he's eternal, he don't just fade to black after he's done. Maybe Father will let me to be there to look at him. Be like, hey, what's this? Was that TDS? TDS. Oh, like total dissolved solids. How many microns are you? You're an idiot. So TDS, like total dissolved solids. When you're wrong, guess what? Either there is a God, a Father, Hokadesh, Spirit, Holy Ghost, Shiloh, Elohim, I am, right? Christ, the one anointed in oil, and I'm correct, and the word's correct, and we're wrong, and you're right. But if we're right, maybe Father will let me be there that day that you wake from your dead ass, dust and ashes. I don't care if you were crushed or the worms ate your ass or you caught on fire, whatever your fate is, because you're bound by the law. But maybe I'll be there to look you in the eyes and say, guess what, man? We're all eternal. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. This just be a gnashing of teeth. You got your flesh. You want it. You're going to get to have it for, long time. Little season will come. Don't you worry about it. It's undetermined. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it, TDS. Maybe you'll look into these eyes again one day after either I'm right or you're right. One of us is right and one of us is wrong. Guess what? That day's going to come for all of us because only one judgment. You're an idiot. Get out of here, child. Couldn't even answer what the year was. Got to answer with some different freaking answer. You're just an idiot. And an ass. You already made an ass of yourself. Now get out of here. As a matter of fact, let's see. Let's give him one more chance. Should we? No. 2 times and fire him out of here. Bye-bye. Total, dissolve, solid. TDS. You already know what a TDS meter is, brothers and sisters? It's a meter that they test the micro, how many, the dissolved solids in your water. Anyways, water, so it's okay. Don't worry about it. TDS is out of here, like mic drop or whatever you want to, this stupid little things that people love to say in this world. So you got to give it a little spin, forward it, spin it, pervert it, twist it, make it your own. No, I don't need your sub. This channel's not about trying to grow or anything like that. Some people say the stupidest thing in here, and we don't want them in here. So hope you're not one of those. You can glean from the channel, and if you want to listen, or you can contribute by putting something wise, like at least, nope, not trying to grow the channel. We're shadow banned anyways. Well, that's okay, but I don't give out shout outs. I always shout out the Most High. I am. Every day. I'm on that everyday gospel, baby. So it's all right. You don't have to post. Like I said, you can clean. Just don't put anything stupid in the chat. You're going to get roasted. Because we roast everybody. We put everybody through the same fire that we put ourselves. Self is the word latria. Just give you some Greek, give you some Hebrew. We'll give you slang, teach you cultures, customs. Might even break the whiteboard out. Got one here, got one over there. Got them. We're like cat in the hat over here. Would you eat green eggs and ham? Nope. I eat blue eggs and brown eggs. From right out butt nuggets, right out the back of a chicken's butt on the farm out here. So that's what we do out here in the high desert. We put them through the fire. This fire, pollo loco, crazy chicken, huh? All right, whatever. Feet of fire, eyes of fire. Eyes of fire, yeah, eyes of fire. Why is his eyes red and fiery? He's probably not too happy. Remember, he said, when I return, no one will know my Shem. I'll make a new Agape. Didn't get this one right, did we? He already made a New Testament covenant with his bride, and we didn't get this one right, apparently, so it says in his word already. Boom! It already says, remember, that's the Greek word prognosko, to have foreknowledge of. There's no such thing as prophecy. Prophets, there's no prophets. That's the word teacher. You say, call no man teacher. He fulfilled all the prophecies were fulfilled when he said, no stone we left upon another. And I think these people have been pounding out something of this world from getting pounded from behind or something with their little electric stick. I got the magic stick. You know, their little glycol. Who you gonna call? Well, remember the dragon pen? The electric dick. They suck on these things with the embalming fluid. Kind of like Budweiser. They're not wise. Remember? Abyss, abatos, abusos is hell. Hell's not below your feet. There's no such thing as hell below your feet. People don't die and go to hell below your feet. Heaven's not above your head. You don't live on a planet. Stop it. This is not the chat for you. You're on some worldly nonsense. We'll be the ones that have slipped the matrix here. We're not in the matrix. We already penetrated the matrix, right? Well, we're on the outside. You're in the inside matrix. That's hilarious. It shows how childish your dialect is. But that's okay. The whole world does it. Remember? Everybody thinks they're spinning on a planet. Well, they didn't create one planet. There's no such thing as planets. Planets. Nanu. Shazbut. Mork for Mork. Maga. I mean, nano. Like a school bus of, well, like a short bus or a Miss Frizzle school bus if you're nanos. Oh boy, they got nanos. Whatever, man. This world out of my mind. Yeah, I'm crazy, huh? No, and then it rained. Remember, you ever read the book of Luke? It's the teacher. It's Aries. That's a representation of Aries. Remember, like the triple conjunction in the tabernacle in 1939, so they could form a fake nation of Israel. Israel's a spiritual Israel. These idiots are like children. They're wrong. Children of darkness. They're not matured. The number of maturity is 7. To be 7 is to be matured, but they don't speak the word. Go get your teacher, go get your pastor, go get your deacon, go get your reverend, go get your biblical scholar, bring them in here. We'll roast them with the gospel, baby. They don't have the gospel on their hearts. Only the bride does. Father doesn't love everybody. He only loves his bride. He didn't love the Gentiles. He only loved Aaron and Levite, but he fulfilled that covenant, remember? He birthed the flesh vessel to fulfill the covenant of the Gentile nation, all flesh under this covenant. Man, people are lost in space. Switzerland, well, my last name is Werner with a W, but not A, because that's German. It would be E, you know, like the watch, like the bank. Swiss. Fell in love with a Swiss mocha girl, but she wasn't real. I was really disappointed when I was a child. Damn! Wanted to marry her. What do you mean there's no Swiss mocha girl? All right, apologize. One of the original Werner, you know, with they say Werner, but like the trucking company or the ladder over here, you know, the ladder. Never mind. People are lost over here in the American. As soon as I get out, I'm going to go to Switzerland. I should. I remember getting invited there for a family reunion, and well, we didn't go. So, oh well. What can you do? It was up to my daddy back then. It was a long time ago, but so. Anyways, moving on. Thanks for coming in. We have a worldwide ministry, so thanks for checking in from Switzerland. So, hope to travel all 180 countries, and this gospel needs to be heard. So, well, only the bride will hear it. You know, most people, it falls on deaf ears. They don't want these truths, this aletheia. They want that other gospel. They like to add to the porneas, froward. How about that? To twist or warp or change or pervert. They like to pervert the word. He's the word. He's not some kind of physical being to begin with. He didn't exist in flesh. He had the birth of flesh vessel to fill the Gentile nation. Are you that foolish? See, that's what religion does to people. It dumbs them down. Boy, that was real hard to figure out, huh? He didn't love the Gentiles. Now he loves the Gentiles. Jew, Gentile, white, black, brown, red, yellow. Hello. This ain't some religion. He wrote the letter to the 7 churches. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy was a law. Remember, he blotted out the handwriting of laws, physical laws, codes, statutes, ordinance. None of these people go by mandates. I don't go on dates with men. Remember, he said it's abomination for a man to lie with another man, and they go on mandates. Or they follow mandates. And remember, he blotted out the handwriting of ordinances. Code, mandates, and ordinances were all, remember? These are for businesses in this world, yep. In this corporation called America. These people are idiots. I live in a whole world full of idiots. Everybody thinks they live on a planet. There's nowhere it says that there's a planet. And if you want to know if you've ever met a Satanist, it's somebody who celebrates. Because he made sure we're not supposed to celebrate anything ever again. You're only by faith, and that's a spiritual thing. Are you saved? There's no physical antichrist. There's no physical anything under this covenant. Remember, that's the law. And we're not under the law. We're destined. Do you know the difference? You don't. Because you're bound by fate and by the law. And I'm not under the laws of Moses or Aaron. I don't have to go by your Sabbatical laws, celebrations, and rituals. And he blotted out. You rip him down from the tree. That's what you did. Every time. I've done it. Been guilty. He says, who shall ever come after me? Let them deny themselves. Take up your cross. He wasn't hung on a cross. Nobody ever hung from crosses on Tango. You're an idiot. That's idolatry, imagery. He warned of that. You're making up your own version. That's the Ankh. You know what an Ankh is? That's pagan. Like the word Christ, pagan, Lord, pagan. All these words were added. These words aren't in the original text. There's no such thing as Lucifer. That's not a thing. There's no such word as Lucifer. That doesn't exist. That's not scriptural or biblical at all. Never was it ever written in the text one time, and it's been added how many years, 1,000 years later into what? One single time, and people, they have whole genres. This just show you how ignorant a society you live in. Oh, I'm a Luciferian. No, you're not. Lucifer's like Chewbacca or the Easter Bunny. Shut up, you fairy-tailed idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a demon. You're a Nephilim because you're spreading lies like a bully. That's what a bully is a Nephilim. Not a giant. That's an Anak or Anunnaki. We had giants, not aliens. Oh, fallen doesn't mean from the sky. He said meet him in the sky. That doesn't mean in the sky. These people are idiots. They don't read the word. They don't define anything. Remember, they believe in God. You can't believe is a thought, right? No, believe is in a thought. Believe is an action word. It's a verb. Faith is a noun, and that's, remember? It's spiritual under this covenant, not bound by fate, but bound by Hokadesh, Holy Ghost, Aletheia, truth, spirit, destined. I also did foreknow who I did predestine to conform to my image. In Romans 8:29, he said in Matthew, follow after me, take up your cross. He told us daily in Matthew, and he said in Luke, my disciples, take up your cross and deny yourself. That's idolatry. That's exactly why he divorced his bride, because they added to his book. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy was a law, not a religion. See what religion does to people? I rebuke them all. There's not one good religion. They're all Satanists. The adversary, they celebrate. You're not to celebrate a single day. Not one. Especially the celebration of self. We went one Lucifer, now two birth dates in all the scripture. One was Satan's, which is the adversary, the one locked in the pit in Revelation 9:11, and the other one was Herod, and he was trying to kill the Hamashiach, the Messiah. That's Hebrew for Messiah, the Christ, okay? That means anointed in oil. Two of them. That's it. And people think it's okay to celebrate birth. It's never okay to celebrate birth. That's the most vain thing you could possibly do. I mean, seriously, you're celebrating self? That's the Greek word porneia, idolatry. That's exactly why he divorced his bride. He made sure do not celebrate anything. Not Labor Day, not birthdays, not holiday, no days. So you're not a disciple and you're not Christ-like if you celebrate anything. And if you don't go out and tell people to not do these things, then you're not a disciple. And I don't think that you're anything Christ-like. And he said, you must follow after me, conform to my image. Does anybody want to hang you from a tree? Remember, nobody hung on crosses. They staked him to a yoke. He carried that yoke, or a stock, and that's all you are, is a stock and a bond. They bonded you. Yeah, by your capital letter name. Remember the capital Washington District Criminals? Oh, now it's what? You're all part of the corporation. Whether you like it or not, huh? Bound by birth certificate, bound by your card, your social security, your W-2 tax dollar. They staked him right to a bond and stake. Oh, this sounds a lot like a stock exchange in some corporation. You follow these things, you're not Christ-like. You know, Christ got thrown in jail for standing up what would be this modern-day corporation America and everything it stands for. The halakha, if you don't know what the word halakha is, don't ever speak on Christ. Don't ever say a word about the book. You don't know anything. You need to grow up and be 7. Start with the 7 things in Scripture that you're supposed to be doing to be matured. And when you do those things, you might be able to come back here and share that light with somebody else. But otherwise, if you don't know what the word Haggadah is, that's exactly why he was here. From the Haggadah, the forward. Not forward march, because I'm a little militant. Yeah, I am, absolutely. He said, don't add to my text. Guard my commandments, right? So I'm not going to let anybody be twisted. That's the Hebrew word. Again, we'll go over it one more time. To add and to pervert. So if you want to pervert God's word, you're going to rape it. Start adding letters like there's no vowels in Hebrew. So I don't want to hear his name. There's no such thing as name. That's an English word. It's Shem. Shem was the second born, which means leader, right? Aleph, he said, I am the Aleph, the leader, the ox. Not your... You don't understand. You've gone by some religion, and that's what you've been watered down. That's what religion does to people. If you just read the words and start defining the words that are in that book, maybe you know what you're talking about. You might know what the word Haggadah is. You might know that they hung them from a tree. Nobody ever hung on crosses. The Romans were masters at torture. Their favorite way was to crucify a man on a tree, to stake him, or peg him to a yoke or stock. And he carried that yoke. That's what Christ carried, a yoke. He didn't carry a cross. You're an idiot. You don't know anything about Roman torture, and the whole thing was to stretch you back so you couldn't breathe. That's why they just did this CV-19 bull crap. You know, the respiratory, I can't breathe. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. Like the 5G whiz, which is 60 gigahertz, 60 millimeter wave, an oxygen depletion wave. But no, it's internet. No, it's not. It's a military patent weapon. Yeah, military grade. You just don't know anything about this 5G whiz, do you? It's all about oxygen depletion. You know, white blood cells and your blood. Remember, blood baptism is by blood or fire, trial, not by water. There's no definition of a water baptism. That's halakha. Once again, you're spreading like a demon lies, and you're sitting there telling me you know something about this scripture when you don't even know what the word Haggadah is. You need to go somewhere else or be quiet. And nobody say anything. That's good. Don't say anything. Listen. Take some notes. Go see Jim Brown at Grace and Truth Ministries. He'll help you get your line back out, you know, the word. Put some of this gospel on you so you can unlearn. That's what you need to do. You've been taught incorrectly. I know I did it myself for decades. Lazy study and a lot of things that I just didn't decipher with the definition, the lexicon. Didn't get the lexicon out. So, if you want to share this with others, discern everything I say. Run everything through your spiritual filter, through your celestial calculator, through your biblical calculator, through all these things. It's got to add up. He said, I am the Hados. Hados. I am the Aletheia. I am the Harizo, right? I am the way, the truth, and I am the divider of the light. Well, we see where they're going with this because we know that these people want to, they want to act like gee whiz has something to do with anything other than oxygen, white blood cells. Spins them like creating pancake, yellow, you know, the Uranus, uranium. Okay? Yeah, the faster you spin it, the more higher weapons grade that becomes. And that's what the gee whiz does. It does it to your white blood cells and your hemoglobin. so they don't attach and go in throughout to your circulatory system, and then you can complain that you can't breathe. Just like George Floyd and Eric Carpenter, remember, stood on his, chest selling cigarettes. George Floyd, a known CIA-trained operative, porn star. George the porn star Floyd. Yeah, high on the fetty, asked to be taken out of the vehicle. I mean, people don't look into anything. It's like blind 11. The president, 4 + 7 is 11. If you skip Joe Biden, 4 + 5. We're going back in time. You want to go back to the future? 4 + 5 is 9. Skip Joe Biden, 4 + 7 is 11. President, 9/11. See why he wasn't the president back in the early 2000s? He talked about it for how long? I told everybody on this platform when I did it on Truth Bible Television. I've talked about it on live streams, on other content creators. I've talked about him coming in as the president. It was his time. I knew once he body slammed Vince McMahon, it was over. People like, dude, you're the craziest. When I said that back then, people like, dude, you're the nuttiest dude I've ever met in my life. I said, that's okay. Good. I don't want to be like any one of you. You can kiss my left, you know what. 2 cheeks to the same hole, 2 wings to the same dragon. Okay? So, I don't want to be the president. If I did, I would immediately abolish the federal government and I would return our money to gold and silver. I would put every politician in jail. I would release every person in all our private prisons. No victim, no crime. The state can't be the crime. So you have the right under the Constitution of the United States. I'm an Army veteran. I've served this country, and if you have the right to face your accuser. I took a note to the Constitution. I still serve it to this day. So I think I can run this country better than this current regime. I don't do red or blue. I want the people to have the right. The people have the right, remember? It's not only the duty, right? The right of the people, but the duty. So, can the crime be the state, though? No, the crime can't be the state. So, criminal is a term of accounting. Like I said, I'm a prior veteran. I'm a prior law enforcement officer. I'm a reconstructionist. I went through the Highway Patrol Academy, got my recertification in traffic crash reconstruction, recertification, right? Went SWAT certified and Fort Schaffner, went up there and trained with LAPD to do all my entry training underground and building entry to all this. Gives me an ability to see through their crap. The right of the people is the people's right. The federal government was not there to make laws. Congress makes laws, but if they're not, remember, repugnant, if they're not adjudicated through the House, Congress, and Senate, it says repugnant. So anything that's a revised statute would be taken off the books immediately because it wasn't adjudicated through our House, Congress. Presidents don't make tariffs. I can immediately lock Donald Trump for prison off of that alone. He's committing treason to the country. Well, so did all these other presidents. Obama did 923. Go look at my video on Truth Bible Television. It's probably 10 years old. 10 years old. I've been doing this. I got 6 channels, at least a half a dozen. I've had channels taken down. Some of my channels are throttled. I can't even get into the channel. I can't even get into my Gmail account that I set it up on. Strip the channels back, but the content's still up. So, hey, go see watch me expose the Obama 44th administration. Warn you of what exactly is happening today. I knew this was going to happen. I've been on the dark web long before you guys even know there was a dark web. I'm a veteran. I carried an above top secret security clearance. Okay? In the military, I was a military police in the Army. So I'm not supposed to talk about these things. There's my 2 witnesses, okay? You know what I'm saying? So you can go to Truth Viral Television if you want to look here on YouTube and look up the 923 executive orders, the video that I put out about the 923 executive orders that they're doing right now. This soft medical martial law is exactly what Obama did. Warp Speed started it. Remember, in Warp Speed, the greatest jab ever, $2.2 trillion. And then he created another 6.6 to create 8.8 to create more money than his buddy Barry. And then his other buddy, Kamala Akbar, and his buddy, Joe Biden, couldn't spend as much as he did. And now he's back in office. As soon as he came in, he spent $500 trillion or $1 billion to create the greatest jab again ever. Not in warp speed in 8 months, this time in 48 hours. 48 hours. Remember? Roxanne! Don't you remember that? Well, that wasn't very good. I got to practice that one a little better. But yeah, they got the personal fit like the AI jab for you. Remember? It'll personal fit like a snapback hat or like a personal trainer. It'll just go in there and fix you right up. The government loves you. Don't you know that? They're here to love you. They care about you, and they send. We got dying people on the streets of this country. Not anymore. They're sweeping up all the American people. This ain't just about Iran anymore. We're about to bomb the hell out of that country again. So we'll be taking people off the... Whatever's in the news is who they're going to be sweeping up. Oh, but it's all people that are poor. What's your cure for poor? Stop sending our fucking money overseas to 1,000 military bases in 180 countries. Maybe we wouldn't have no problem at our border if we had people here guarding our darn borders and not in 1,000 military bases. How about that for being militant? You hear me, soldiers? You're not. You're not militant and you're not a soldier. You don't understand what they're doing. You just allow them to do and trample your rights. How is it a veteran like myself or any other veteran who served this country, defended your right, wore a mask so you didn't have to? I thought it was not about freedom. I don't hear about dumb. It's about rights and the right to choose. If the mask works properly, shut up then. Invoke your right to remain silent and be quiet. Leave that person alone. If they're not hurting anybody, leave them alone. That's right. We're going to release everybody out of these jails, all these private. Do you know there's more people locked up in America than every other country combined? You know we spend more money on our military than every other country combined. And you struggle at the gas pump. How much is a freaking gallon of milk at your grocery store? At the Piggly Wiggly? Or at the Winco? I don't know where you shop. This is crazy. Sending our money overseas and picking up people for being poor, and we have 1,000 military bases in all 180 countries. This should appall you. The federal government was not put there to make laws. They were there to protect the right of the people. The Constitution was put in place by the writers to protect the unalienable right, God-given, organic, natural rights. I don't care if you're an atheist or not. I don't care if you got fucking citizenship. I'm going to use my First Amendment right now. My freedom of speech. Yeah, because I've been attacked on every other level. It's the only one that I have left. Maybe you'll hear about me someday, but not in the news for being violent, for me telling you to check the fuck out of the system. I'd abolish the federal government and everybody in it, and I'd put them in these private prisons. And when there was no victim, there's no crime. No more codes, mandates, and ordinance. No more revised statutes. All crimes in America are being committed under a corporation. We'll turn it back to a constitutional republic like it was at the founding of the writers. And they warned in the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, of these banksters. You give a man a gun and he'll rob a bank. You give a man a bank and he'll rob the world, brothers and sisters. That's what we've got. That's what they wrote about. But you don't read the Constitution. You don't read the Declaration of Independence. You lose your rights, the Bill of Rights. I keep trying to study them. It's a constitution that never needs to be changed. The only way you can make change is if you go through the House, Congress, and Senate. Judicial, legislative, and executive. This ain't no fucking serfdom, all right? King's order. No kings. There no king's ritual. Ha, mocking you idiots. This ain't a democracy. This was a constitutional. Voting was part of the process, but this ain't a democracy. Red team, blue team, no. No, it's not. Never was. But you go down the street and say that 51% of the people voted for, and they'll sit there, okay, well, 51% of the people said you got to shave half your ball hairs off and paint them with pink dye and wear a tutu. So I don't want to hear it, 49%. Here's your tutu, here's your pink dye, and here's your razor. Shut the fuck up. You don't have a right anymore. Does that sound constitutional to you? Brothers, sisters, this was a constitutional republic. Now it's a corporation. All crimes in America are being committed under commerce. Commerce, the corporation. There's only one judicial court in this country operating in a judicial capacity. Third article. There's three. First, administrative. Second, judicial. Third, territorial administrative. Only one of them is operating. And they'd have to charge you under the original Title 18 statutes because they were all adjudicated through the House, Congress, and Senate. When they turned this into a corporation, they added revised statutes. You ever gotten in trouble? Look how they charge you. Where are you at? Florida, FLS or FRS, Florida revised statute. You in Texas, TRS, Texas revised statute. I'm in Oregon, ORS. Revised. It wasn't adjudicated. It's repugnant. It tells us, and you follow these laws, and you're not Christ-like. The Constitution is Christ-like. And if you don't follow the Constitution, then you follow mandates, codes, and ordinances, which not are constitutional. They are not. They were not adjudicated through the House, Congress, and Senate. Presidents don't make tariffs. Presidents don't make executive orders. That's unconstitutional, brothers and sisters, and these people just keep going with it. So I'd run this country a whole lot better than any one of them who's ever. George Washington was a 33-degree Mason. FGW. F them all. They're all Masons. They're all related to the Queen. Can't be the president if you're not related to the Queen. And your wife don't have an Adam. Apple. It's not just Michelle, whose name is Reggie, not Michael. Stop spreading blasphemies. You know, floppy cock on the Ellen DeGeneres show. It's not just his, her, him. They do this transgender worship because their Satan is transgender. The one that Donald Trump has his house decorated with, the sun god Mithra. It's a big myth to you, isn't it? Big fairy tale. No, it's not. That's the truth. You can't handle the truth. That's the word aletheia. Aletheia. He said, I am the aletheia. If you leave the definition, brother and sister, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to declare to witnesses, you leave the truth. And that's why it's not in you. You fall for a man who decorates his house with Satan and vote for him 3 frickin' times. People riding the train. You hold these people if they're coming off the train. People are starting to figure out, hey, this guy ain't no peace president. I read the scripture. It says, those who say peace and safety, sudden destruction will come upon those who call out for peace and safety. Christ in Matthew said, do not think, 10, 34 through 39. Do not think that I came to bring peace. I came to bring a sword. Remember, a division. He's the one who holds this inheritance, the crown. The scepter shall not depart from Judah till Shiloh returns. Yeah, he's the one with the scepter. Woo! Love it. 200 million. The sun left games is coming over Shane and trying to offer the dark and exactly one of these. They ride horses with lion heads. So, don't display no blasphemies. It's all flesh there, Jose. Nohue, Jose. And it's all spiritual. There'll be no physical. All the physical will happen. But those are physical rituals and physical customs. There is no spiritual antichrist. There is no antichrist. You're an AI idiot. That's what you are. Oh, I thought antichrist was AI. There you go. There's no physical antichrist. The word is Hokodash. Spiritual antichrist. If you put any kind of physical to it, you failed this covenant. That's the thing. That's why many are called, but few are chosen. Is that why we see that sundog up there on the top of our sky like that? Under the sea. These people love their space balls. So, anyways, look at that. Remember? I got lots of markers of it. Hey, got lots of stars. Remember, he created the stars. He said there'd be signs in the stars and in the sun and in the moon. Remember the wise men? They were looking up at the stars. They were watching for that celestial marker. Jupiter, Kizildek, the king. So, learn correctly. Oh, what? You got something to fix in here? Go ahead and fix it right now. Unforward me there, Jose. Seriously, come on. Help me out. Maybe you can help me out or something. Maybe I got something forward. I don't think you know what the word forward means. I don't think you have any definition in you. I think you're just some bumbling, psycho, Babylonian idiot speaking some other gospel and some other Jesus. The other Jesus, the second Jesus. Do you guys have are you on the second Jesus? Are you on the second Jesus? Oh, Jesus. It's a prophecy of someone who is still alive with this, with is in earth. Earth is not. Do you live on earth, Jose? Let me see if you even know what you're talking about. Do you live on earth? Is that where you live? Do you live on earth? Jose, hurry up. Stop typing so much. Yes or no? Do you live on earth? Because he says you can't serve two masters. I'll tell you that. I'll give you a little hint. Do you live on earth? You don't. There's no such thing as being possessed. You're an idiot. Jose, answer my question or get the flock out of here. They're Andale! Vámonos! Adios! Bendejo! Answer my question or leave. My moderators will moderate you. There's no prophets on this where you're speaking, you're a demon. Telling me I'm possessed, you are a Nephilim. So answer my question or move along. It's a yes or no question and you can't even answer it, can you? Okay, now answer yes or no with some detail. If you can't do that, since you just can't give me a simple answer, and explain yourself. Or get out of here, child. You're a child. Everybody's waiting. The whole channel's watching you. Possession. Remember, he was legion, brothers, sisters. He cast the unclean truths out of the church. Low energy. Swine. Remember? Wandered off the cliff to its judgments. Watery. Deception. Possession. What an idiot, man. These people are just lost in Spaceballs. So you have nothing to say, do you, Jose? You were like Speedy Gonzalez. You took your rat ass out of here. Oh, wait, that was a mouse. Were you a rat? All right, moving on. Jose doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. He must have went in his little hole. So, hey, he's Richard Gere. Hey, wait, that was a gerbil. Never mind. Oh, man, I'm going to Ecuador. Guinea pigs. Oh. Jose is related to Richard. Maybe they're... Can't help these people, brothers, sisters. You try to show them in the narrow way, and they don't want to hear it because it falls on the deaf ear. So remember, it's not possible to turn a goat into a sheep. So don't try to make, you know... Arriba, arriba, andale, yipa. Adios, muchacho. So yeah, it's hot today. It is. It reached 9. It was out in the garage cleaning out the garage. So Kevin, I got to clean the other garage too. So give Kevin his garage. So I got all my stuff in his garage. I need to get it out of there. I'll get her done. I got about 3/4 of the way through that bad boy today. It's a lot of work, but it is what it is. Should have done it years ago. No. I had that fire in there, and then it's hard to be in there because that smoke smell was in there for a while, and so it is what it is. I'm getting her done. So I think we hit it was definitely over 90 inside the trailer. We might hit pretty close to that today out here in the desert, so that's not too bad. It's not too bad. Just hot inside the trailer when you're it's a semi that I use for a garage. So chilly today, hot tamale. Speaking of Jose, remember he left here. Arriba, andale, vámonos, adios, amigo. So, all right, hey, I gotta get my Spanish better. I'm looking for somebody in Ecuador. I gotta put out my feelers. I gotta find somebody from Ecuador. I know somebody from Paraguay, but I gotta go to Ecuador first. So. Speaking of dropping like it's hot, so definitely I'm gonna start in Mexico. I definitely think I love Mexico. It's such a beautiful place. And they have such beautiful people there. They lie about Mexico. People are so ignorant when it comes to Mexico, but I can't stay in Mexico because the United Corporation is going to take over Mexico because they want the silver mine. So you'll see it, and you go, darn it, man, that crazy pastor on YouTube was correct. How did he get that? Oh, well, it's just you follow the money. money is silver and gold. So we can't have all this future tech, robots and DARPA dogs and Boston Dynamic, all these flying gadgets and widgets and all these things uh, without having silver. Remember, it's the lifeblood of the military industrial complex, not oil. What do you think it takes to make all that circuitry, switches? In every switch, there's silver. Silver's the bank killer. Shh, they don't want you to know that. Save silver and save lives. What's it? How many of those in the tip of like a monster box or some crazy amount of number they got in a cruise missile to get it from its target, or from its position, original surface to air, and then back down to the ground. Surface to air is one thing, but this takes off from the surface back down to the ground. So it takes a lot of silver, satellite imagery, and they blow it up, and there's no mas silver. They call silver money in some countries. So people are idiots in America. They think silver's they think money's paper. Money was always gold and silver, and that's why this country is the worst country there is. We're supposed to be guarding everybody's gold. We're the one who took us off the gold standard and screwed it for everybody else. Yep, and then we made everybody pay for oil with the U.S. dollar instead of gold. Having a gold standard. Just shut up about the gold standard, and now you're going to pay for oil with the U.S. dollar. But if you don't like it, we'll come kill you. Your women, your children, and your finest 18 to 30. We've got 1,000 military bases in 180 countries, so we're really efficient at being mafia-type behavior. America's the mafia of the world. We're the money changers. We go around and just kick everybody's ass, whether they like it or not. Drop freedom and democracy bombs on them if they don't pay for oil with the U.S. dollar. Ask you Saddam Hussein. Never did find any weapons of mass destruction, did they? That man did business with this country corporation for a long time, and then they threw him to the under the bus. CIA trained operative Gaddafi, he was going to pay for oil with something other than gold, precious metals, brothers and sisters. The whole corporation America, the people who live here are a bunch of idiots. They don't have any idea what's going on. They still just pay with paper. Now they're going to switch them over to some digital communism. You've heard it here, blockchain communism. You heard it here first. Digital blockchain communism. Write that down, hashtag that out. Prognosco from the foundation of the world. He already knew to have foreknowledge of. So, are you ready for your blockchain digital communism? You'll be digitally tracked and traced with the Starlink or Stinky Muskrat satellite system. Oh, Mr. Police State, remember? Mr. Warp Speed loves the police. Yeah, he's remember his red flag gun law ended up being on the wrong side of that one, didn't I? Warned you about it, and then they used it against me. Oh well, it's all right. Right, it's a right. They violated my rights, so I'm taking them to court. So I'm going to sue the hell out of the state and the county, and we're going to give the money back to the ministry so we can tithe food back to the ministry. We're not sending money, we're going to send food. So, nope, we're going to create with that money and abundance of food. So, organic food will be kind of a unique ministry. This will allow me to get enough freeze dryers and enough locations to grow food at multiple locations, more than one, 2 as of now, but I'm sure we'll see. Other bodies will be like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. So we've already got this ministry hold down here and paid off, and lots going here at this ministry, and then trying to get down to the Ecuador. So I need to get better on my Espanol. My dialect is weak. So it's not like I wasn't my first language. I did get pushed on, a lot, but I lived away from it for so long. So been organized, went away, joined the military, all this, been away from people who were Latino, Hispanic people. So, but anyways, I'm going to find my way someday back down, out of this country, start with Mexico, and we'll get out. We'll start from there. So, but I have to do it legally, and I have to do it right, and I've got my passport. So here, a short period of time, this thing, whatever this logistical thing I'm going through, we'll get it finished, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So can't push it on forever. Nothing, they just can't. They don't have that time. So it's already been far too long. They already violated my rights. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and use these civil lawsuits to place lawsuit for the SWAT raid. So they're going to have to pay. They grenaded my daughter, and they shouldn't have never kidnapped her. And they did. And now my daughter and son are missing and possibly murdered. And I gave them all the motive and showed them exactly who I thought did it, and I think they're covering up. So we'll get to the bottom of it. I'll get to the bottom of it. I just have to be patient is all, and thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Let's turn this off. Turn that backlight off. So, all right, I'll be able to hear it a little better there. So thanks for listening to me over the fan. It's a little hot out here today, so it's supposed to get hotter. We're supposed to get in the upper 90s here this week, so I don't know if I'm going to get more of this garage done today or not. So we'll see, and we'll get back first thing when the sun comes up. I'm up before I got chicken, roosters that start crowing at 3 in the morning out here. So, well, we just got one. That's Nigel, but he does his job. He starts crowing at about 3 o'clock in the a.m. So he does a good job. And then again at 5, and then again, I'll let him out between 5 and 6 in the morning. I lock them all up. So you get one of them little digital doors that you can do on a remote, huh? Wouldn't you have to go out there? You see, they got those things. Nah, I'll do it the hard way. Because like opening up the whole coop and, let them all out. Go give them fresh water every morning and top them off. And they like water outside and inside. So got to take care of the ladies. We got some, we had an egg busted inside inside their not their nesting box, but where they roost at night. So the egg was on top of the roosting platform. It was really weird. She must not have been able to hold it and just said, hell, I'm doing it right here. So, man, I'm wondering, this chicken has been laying an egg every day. It just says she is nonstop. She has been the most consistent layer. It's my little white one that lays blue eggs. And she is a chicken laying machine. That egg is, man. So it was weird not to see one in there today when I went in to get the egg. I got one that lays it in the roosting box there where they roost at night and get up off the ground. And she lays one in there, and I looked in there, and sure enough, I seen that egg sitting up on top of the thing broken. I'm like, and they don't eat the eggs. They don't break. I mean, I feed them back their shells, but I crush them up real fine and put them back in their food. And so I don't feel like any of these chickens have ever been, egg breakers like they, I mean, they'd eat it if it dropped on the ground. And so I think this one was up on top and it was busted. A lot of it was still sitting there. So it's like, oh, there's that blue one. I didn't see it in there. So we got 9 eggs today. It's kind of a bummer because we haven't got 9 eggs in a long time. It had to be busted. And there's 9 of you in here. So it's okay. But blessed to have, these ladies out here be able to eat amazing eggs. 5 and 6 at a time normally for breakfast, or I don't eat pork, so I can eat eggs, well, no, I mean, I have in the past, but, not been very successful. And that's why I've been building this outdoor garden that you've been seeing me build. So I'm sure you've seen what I've done out there in the last, I've been on about a week, but it's going to be a very sturdy build. It should be here for a long time. Might be wise to put some little guards, since it's all glass around it or something, kind of in an area where nothing would blow into it or something, because it is glass all the way around. But I'll figure something out. I plan on actually doing the outdoor garden or the outdoor kitchen out there in that area. So I think that would be a neat area to do it, since there's already that, outdoor kind of a stove area that I've got, and I can just continue out there. I wanted to put an outdoor kitchen on this property for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's turning out good. I'm so disappointed that I melted the roof on it, but that's my fault. I did it. I make mistakes. I put it on there, and it was hot, and it melted, took the waves out of it, so I'll go get a few more pieces and, whatever, and I might just buy the other pieces. They're 29, so it'd be more, but I need to kind of somewhat lay it up and see if I needed that fifth piece. I don't think I need the fifth piece. So even if I did, I should come in from the other side. And if I have a little bit left, I should put some regular tin roofing. That's right where that. Now I'm super concerned that heat in there, if I put that wood stove, would definitely melt that corrugated. And I mean, I have put it's a distance away, and it'd have to. And I did metal flash all the wood and concrete it around so that it wouldn't radiate heat in that area. And um, this ain't my first rodeo. I mean, I built a lot of houses and done a lot of building in my day. So, but I made the mistake of putting that corrugated roof on top of that metal roofing, and it just got hot. And so it is what it is. I'll probably put that other roofing on there for now until I can get back up there. And so yeah, I went and got Kevin covered me for the money for the roofing, and I went and got it, right? And then I set it on because I have some really nice that big long sheets of tin, the metal tin I got. I think those are about. I wonder if those are almost 20 feet, man. Those are long. Some of those panels are really long. But I put it on there, and that metal got hot, and it just radiated. I knew when I pulled them apart, I was like, shh. I was like, what? And they stuck together, or they just kind of flattened out some of the corrugated ribs in it. So, oh well. Life ain't Burger King. I'll use them for another project. I'll use them somewhere else. There'll be somewhere else I can use them, I'm sure. Um, as a matter of fact, I've been wanting to set up some like water catchment systems, and those would be perfect. They'd be great. I wanted to put water catchment around like the water tank. I want to build a roof system. Why just sit there and I should put a roof system right around and let it drain into that, like a pan that goes into that water tank. That's what I want. I want every building out here to have water catchment on it. So I have so many things to do here. I'm never going to get them all done. But hey, we'll sue the hell out of the state of Oregon for grenading me in the face and my daughter and my son, and we'll have money, and I'll hire people, and I'll find people to help me, for what I can't get done. So in the future, I'm so looking forward to get out in America and making a big difference down there in South America, and excited to see this ministry continue to not grow by the numbers. I don't care if we get one more subscriber. I just want to take care of the 20,000 we have here. And like I said, the TikTok channel is just something that I've almost just, I just check up there every once in a while to see if they'll unban the live, and they're never going to unban it. So they got the weirdest thing. It says the strangest thing. Can't find anybody to match what it says on that channel, but TikTok didn't like me live streaming over there. We used to rock TikTok over there, man. We used to get 15, 1,600 people in the live, and I'd have 7, 5, 6, 7, 8 people join me that I can have them join in on the live. And man, it was something else. We used to share the gospel and go over, a lot of new, but they're so freaking hard to talk over there. You can't speak. I have to ban my own speech over there just to talk. I have to really think about what I do over there a lot. Here I'm a lot more, and obviously I can think about what I'm saying before I say it, but it's hard over there. There's so many things that, like, you can't say the word retarded. That's a thing that'll get you banned. I knew that I'd said it, and then it said hate speech, and then I tried to talk about it again. I waited after a little time, and then I was talking about it. I was like, if you have a carburetor and you advance the carburetor, it's either could be advanced or retarded, and it immediately hate speech, live stream went down. I'm like, what the hell? Then it said hate speech. I'm like, oh, that's what it is. You can't say. And I wasn't talking about somebody's, well, they can't use that much of their brain, like a carburetor that is, they have a throttle screwed down on them, which only allows them, it retards the throttle cable or throttle, retards or advance, and so it's super tough. So that's okay. These ones are fine. Hopefully we'll get some boots on the ground, bodies out here, up here in America and down in South America, and people be living the dream. So I think it'd be awesome to be a part of a ministry where basically all your housing and stuff's going to be covered. You might have to build some of these things, but you won't have no cost. Being a part of the ministry, you'll have a pretty much zero cost of living lifestyle because you'll be growing all your food. You know, you have well water, you'll have solar, wind, you'll have a house that has a below ground, below the frost line area to keep your, perishables from going bad, and, hold 60 degrees when it's 120 in the cabin up top because it's hotter than, you don't want to use the air conditioner. You go down in the underground portion of the cabin and it's 62 degrees, 64 degrees, feels like a freaking a morgue down in here. Man, honey, I think we should turn on the AC. Shut up. We ain't got an AC down here, honey. So, eat some more beans. Oh, yeah, there we go. 64. I see your one and raise you one. 65, uh, it's only for retirement. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. My life just can't sit here with this. If I wasn't restrained by this court date, brothers, sisters, I'd already be out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'd already be out of here. I'd be down there in Ecuador right now. I would. That's why I'm actually trying to find somebody to come in here. So looking for somebody from Ecuador. I might go down there and just hang out there, for a little bit and go get some boots on the ground. Seeing if somebody's from Ecuador to let me go stay with them for a little bit. I'll pay them or whatever. I'm not wanting anything for free. I'll help out, do all my dishes. You won't pick up after me. I don't need to be told what to do. I'm a grown ass man. So, but I'm going to find somebody from Ecuador. I know we've got to have it of the 20,000. And like I said, the 20,000+ over on TikTok, that we've got, couple people that are from Ecuador. So I just haven't spoke about it enough. So I want to. I hope I don't get stuck in Mexico, meaning I just would love Mexico because Mexico is a beautiful place too. So I won't. I want to travel. I don't plan on setting up a ministry in Mexico. It's got to be on their side of the Panama border. I don't think that Mexico will. There's a good chance that Mexico will become part of this whole North American whatever happens. There's just the other side of the Panama coming out and it's like a line to me. You don't have to understand what I'm saying. You don't have to don't even worry about you do you go where you feel like you need to be, whatever. But I need to be on the other side of that Panama Canal. I don't care if it's in Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil, Chile, Paraguay. It doesn't matter. I just don't want to be on this side of the Panama Canal at this time. And I got to stay here until Father lets me go. I can't go. I have a passport, but I got to wait for this court date and get this stuff settled. So once it's done, I can go and just drive right across the border. So that's my plans, just take my animals and go. So I ain't got some fancy vehicle. I ain't got a whole bunch of stuff. I ain't trying to bring a whole lot of stuff. I just want to go. So right now, nice. So yeah, I just hoping that this court date will, get taken care of. I don't know. I haven't heard from my attorney. Tomorrow's the last day I'd be able to hear from him before the court date, so I haven't heard from him at all. So I don't think he's not doing his job. I know he'll do his job. So I'm hoping that he'll just go put the screws to him, guys. You know what I'm saying? Just put the freaking screws to him and say, he's going to sue you. You guys better, there's a chance you might get away from him not suing you. He might just leave the country. If you let him go, he'll probably just leave. He probably won't even sue you. He'll probably just take off. It sounds like that's what he wants to do. So, I've made pretty damn clear, drop this shit, get this done. I'm going to spend a week or something looking for my kid, but I'm not going to stay here in America. If I can actually legally leave, I'll probably only stay here for a week and I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Nice. And yeah, I was looking at that the other day. I was actually looking at some bloggers over there in that city. Yep. That too. I was funny. So Vinny mentioned a blogger who was looking at Paraguay and Ecuador and some of the others. They were talking about some of these cities and some. I think in some ways Paraguay is a little better on the coastline. In some places, that it's bad in Ecuador. You know, and it's just because of how the coastline is. And just the trade and all the coming and going of that coastline makes for some. But I found that you don't experience that inland, and it's not like that. And I know that people, they get kind of caught up and like they think everything in Mexico is bad. No, it's not. There's bad spots and good spots in America, for Christ's sake. Actually, everything in America is bad now. I don't think there's a good place in America. They can kidnap you off the street for being poor. They can kidnap you because you don't have the right paperwork. Seriously, what if you can't prove that you're an American? Do you drive around with your birth certificate, your passport, your driver's license? Do you have a secondary? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, the other thing also that I was looking at, because I was looking at this blogger that was, in Mexico, and it says the same thing about Ecuador in many ways, that Ecuador is loud. I'm not sure if Paraguay is loud. I'm sure it is. There's a lot of Hispanic people there. They like to siesta, they like to party and celebrate, and they celebrate everything. There's a lot of Satanists, a lot of Catholics, but so are Christians. So it's not, what I'm saying. But Mexico is a very loud place, you know, and people forget, and try to go to a place and forget what it's like, and don't understand where they're going, or generally don't do well, and then go try to change, Oh, you guys, I got to take this call. I got a call coming. I got to take this call. Thank you, guys.